Hey y'all, Darla here with Growing Tropical, and tonight I'm out under our pool cabana and I'm getting ready to plant up my whiskey barrel. I love whiskey barrels. I think they are just they're very vintage looking. They can be very tropical looking, and that is perfect in my environment because we do everything tropical around here, or we certainly try. So I thought you guys might want to see what it looks like to pot up a whiskey barrel with a lot of tropical plants inside. What I'm going to do is, real quick, just to tell you a little bit about the whiskey barrel. This is a faux whiskey barrel. Years ago, I used to buy the real ones, but they're a lot of maintenance and they're a little expensive. And when they started coming out with the faux, I thought this is great because you still kind of get that look of the whiskey barrel, the wide mouth and everything. But it's really the container is virtually maintenance free, and I like that. And they're a little less expensive than the real deal. So what I did was this particular whiskey barrel is, it's probably about 4 or 5 years old now, maybe 3, 4 years old, something like that. It's several years old. And when I bought it, it did not have drainage holes. So what I had to do is I had to cut, or rather drill drainage holes. And if you guys can see that, but when I got it, I drilled all my drain holes in there so that would have adequate drainage. And you always have to make sure that in any container pot that you get, it's really crucial to make sure that that has the proper drainage, because if your pots do not drain well, your plants are going to sit probably in a mucky soil, and that's not good for most plants. But anyway, I went ahead and I pre-drilled my holes several years ago, so we're good to go there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill her up with some soil, put a little bit of fertilizer in here, and then I'm going to plant up these beautiful plants that I have sitting beside me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get them planted up, and then we'll come back and we'll take a look at them, and I'll talk about each of the plants that I actually used. Okay, you guys, it's all potted up. It's a riot of color, and I absolutely love that. There is nothing formal about the way I garden. I love tropical color, and I like to put things together sometimes that maybe the average person that does a little bit more formal gardening wouldn't even think to do. But I absolutely love it. I wasn't sure if I was going to use this sweet potato vines or not, but let me just tell you what I've got in here. I've got this beautiful Cordyline, and I absolutely love it. It's a Red Sisters, and I've got Caladiums. These are actually there was no name on the tag. It was a Vigoro, and it just said Caladium. I'm sure there's probably a name for these guys, but it didn't have one on the tag. They're just really pretty, deep red with green margins. My favorite. I love red in the garden. Absolutely love it. And then I have these beautiful little Coleus. I thought what I would do is, since I've got these beautiful red oh goodness, I'm drawing a blank, the Cordylines, and then I have the red on top of it with the Caladiums. I thought I needed to put something to break that monotony up just a little bit. And so I thought, well, this would be great to put in some beautiful, like a chartreuse color or deep green, I guess, and then just it's got the really pretty purple veining inside of the leaf. That'd be really, really pretty just to kind of give a little bit of a contrast. And then I wasn't sure, but then I went ahead and I had some sweet potato vines. These are the Blackies, and I thought this would be really pretty because it really picks up nice with the Coleus. So we've got a beautiful thriller, we've got fillers, and we've got a little spiller. I don't always necessarily follow that rule, but I thought this was just a really, really pretty, beautiful, bold, tropical statement, and I absolutely love it. All of these plants, the light requirements are all pretty much the same. The Dracaena, or not the I keep wanting to call this the Dracaena, the Cordyline, the Red Sisters here. This, while it does say a lot of times on the tag that you can put these in the full sun, once again, I find living here in South Florida that when things say full sun, I know I've said this before, but I'm just very skeptical on a lot of things. There are some staple things that I know that I can put in the full sun, like for example, this bougainvillea behind me that is planted. I'm gonna be doing another video on that, but that is a definite full-on sun, will not crispy critter it. As a matter of fact, it needs to have the sun. But anyway, back to the Cordyline. These guys, if they get a good, just, you know, like a part sun, if they get a little bit of sun, they're good to go. But, you know, protecting them from the hot part of the day. And even though this is sitting on the west side, because of the way the cabana out here is situated, that west sun, it sits over this way, so it doesn't really get that intense heat. So I find that things like this do really well in this corner spot. The Caladiums as well, it can take a little bit of sun. I mean, they're generally for the shade, but it will be okay sitting here. I've actually had the Caladiums actually sitting in this spot before, and they did really, really well. And of course, then again, you've got your Coleus. Again, most of the time they're considered shade, but because of being under the cabana here, they will get they'll get a really super bright light and just a little bit of a part sun. And of course then the sweet potato vine, the same principle. It will get a little bit of sun, but not a full-on direct all-day sun. So there you guys have it. Just a tropical punch in a whiskey barrel. I just think it looks really pretty, and I'm looking forward to being able to watch it grow and look really, really really spectacular. So anyway, you guys, I hope that this was an inspiration to go buy a whiskey barrel. They're not very expensive, the faux ones. Make sure you put your drainage holes in there and plant it up with something that you absolutely love. Whether it's tropical, you don't necessarily have to do that. I just love the tropical look. But you could plant these with almost anything in them and they will look spectacular. So you guys, until the next video, bye.